All right, let's jump right in. Have you ever stopped and wondered why, say, a politician is almost always speaking in front of a giant flag? Or why your favorite athlete is suddenly all over ads for a luxury watch? Well, it's not a coincidence. There's this incredibly powerful persuasion technique at play, and it works on us pretty much every single day, usually without us even noticing. It's all about borrowing credibility. And once I show you how it works, you're going to start seeing it absolutely everywhere. So, to really get this, let's start with a little puzzle. I'm about to show you three totally different scenarios. As we go through them, I want you to think, what's the one thing, the single powerful thread that ties all of them together? You ready? Okay, first up, we've got a politician standing at a podium. Pretty standard stuff, right? But look at what's right behind them. A huge national flag. Now, that flag isn't just a piece of decoration. No way. It's strategically placed there to wrap the speaker and whatever they're saying in all those powerful feelings we have for it. Things like pride, loyalty, a sense of patriotism. All right, for our second one, picture this. A world-class athlete. Someone who's the absolute pinnacle of precision, discipline, and winning. And now they're the face of a luxury watch brand. So, what's really going on here? That watch isn't just a watch anymore, is it? It's basically absorbing all of that athlete's prestige. It's becoming a symbol of success, of being the best. And for the last piece of our little puzzle, imagine a big oil company, and their logo is suddenly surrounded by lush green leaves and images of nature. It's pretty clear what they're doing, right? They're tapping into all of our positive feelings about the environment, purity, health, sustainability. So you've got a politician, a watch, and a corporation. What's the connection? Have you figured it out yet? Okay, if you guessed that they're all borrowing feelings from something else, you nailed it. The thread connecting all of these is a classic persuasion tool known as the transfer technique. It actually has its roots in studies of propaganda, and the whole idea is to make something, a product, a person, an idea, look way better by linking it to something you already love and respect. Here's the most important part to get. It's a shortcut, a total mental shortcut. It completely relies on borrowed feelings, not on facts or merits. The politician, the watch, the company, they're all betting on the fact that your good feelings about the flag or the athlete or nature will just sort of transfer over to them. No questions asked. I love this way of putting it because it just flips a common phrase on its head and makes everything click. We all know what guilt by association is, right? Well, transfer is the complete opposite. It's credibility by association. You're building up an idea not based on its own strengths, but on the borrowed strength of something you already trust. So how does this actually manage to work on us so well? Well, it's because it's designed to do an end run around the logical part of our brain and hit us right in the feels. It's all about emotion over evaluation. Just take a look at these two columns here. On the left, you've got evaluation. That's where we use logic, facts, and analysis. It's the hard work of thinking. On the right, emotion, patriotism, trust, admiration. The goal of the transfer technique is to push you hard out of that left column and pull you right over into the right one. Because once they make a message feel patriotic or pure or successful, well, questioning it suddenly feels kind of wrong, doesn't it? All right, so now that we've got the basic idea down, let's go on a little hunt and see some more examples of transfer out in the wild. And seriously, once you get the hang of spotting this pattern, you are going to see it everywhere. I mean, everywhere. This just shows you how versatile this technique really is. You see it with flags all the time. Frame a policy with a flag, and suddenly opposing the policy can feel like you're being unpatriotic. Or greenwashing. A company slaps some green leaves on its logo to borrow a feeling of being eco-friendly, even if they're not. They'll even hijack history, using someone like Churchill or Che Guevara to borrow ideas of strength or rebellion. And of course, the classic celebrity endorsement. A famous person you like gives a thumbs up and boom, their credibility is transferred to the product. The symbols change, but the game is always the same. Borrow the good feelings. Okay, now for what might be one of the most powerful and sometimes subtle forms of transfer out there, borrowing the authority of science. I mean, think about it. Science has this incredible weight of credibility, so it's no surprise that people are eager to wrap their ideas in its prestigious cloak, even if they're not actually, doing any science. So check out this table. It's a perfect example. On both sides, you have groups using the language of science. You hear words like energy, frequency, quantum fields, or detoxifies at a cellular level. But these terms aren't being used to prove anything with actual data. They're used to make spiritual claims or wellness products feel more scientific, more legitimate, and a lot harder to question. They're transferring the authority of physics or medicine, but without any of the research or evidence to back it up. And that's really the key thing to remember. It's the appearance of science that's doing the work here, not the actual reality of it. You end up with personal stories and testimonials instead of controlled experiments. You get impressive-sounding buzzwords instead of actual data. It's all about creating that feeling of scientific credibility without having to do any of the hard work that science actually requires. Okay, so you get the mechanism now, but what can you do about it? Well, here's a really simple tool you can use to protect yourself. Think of it as a way to be a smarter, more conscious consumer of information, no matter if it's an ad, a political speech, or the latest wellness trend. It really just boils down to 3 simple steps. First, what is the core thing they're actually trying to sell me on? A product, a person, an idea? Get clear on that. Second, what's the shiny, respected thing they've placed right next to it? Is it a person, an image, a big concept like science or patriotism? And then number 3, you ask the critical question, is the link between these 2 things logical and earned? Or is it purely emotional? Like, is there a real reason that athlete uses that watch? Or are they just getting paid? Do those green leaves on the box actually mean anything about the company's real-world impact? Just asking that one question, that's your best defense. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on as you go about your day. This whole technique, it's not just some abstract idea from a textbook. It's a very real tool, used very intentionally every single day to shape what you think and what you buy. So the only question left is, now that you can see the strings, what are you going to do about it?